there is a team, the Detroit Pistons. The Detroit Pistons. You know what they've done? They are now 27 and like 27 losses in a row. I don't know what you think about that, because to me this thing is making me mad. And if you ask me why, I can explain in this way. I feel like the NBA should have a clause, just like I see sometimes in soccer, where if you lose more than 10 games in a row, you are relegated. Like, man, you are not fit. There are so many teams out here in the US of A who want to come and join the NBA. And they're doing good. Me, I'm I'm a resident of Virginia. We don't have an NBA team. Some states don't have NBA teams. Las Vegas, I've never heard of an NBA team. But I'm sure they have players they are small teams that can make it to the NBA and cause mayhem. So tolerating a team that can take over 25 losses in a row, that thing is making me very mad. I don't know what you think about it. Do you think, like, I feel like lose 10 games in a row, you're not making it to the playoffs and you're automatically relegated.
You're right, because I'll take you back to something happened. I think was it this year or last year? You know, that American sprinter, was it Lyles or somebody? You know him?
Noah Lyles.
He holds the Noah Lyles. So I'll take you to what he said after winning his gold medal in the championship, athletics championship, and he said, "You're an NBA player and you call yourself world champion after winning the NBA championship. World champion for who?
World championship of what? Yeah.
Yes, and because the NBA is being played in one country. I mean, that is debatable with NFL. That is also debatable with baseball. But we won't talk about baseball. We are talking about the NBA. So that sparked a lot of controversy in the NBA, in the US, and among celebrities or people who value this sport.
Yeah.
Now, like you said, why would the NBA encourage or entertain a team that has 27 losses? So technically, if we look at monetary formation of the NBA is a formation of team, I would call them tycoons, who own these NBA leagues or franchise. And they're the ones that make the NBA be NBA. There's the NBA sports, but in terms of monetary acquisition, every team is owned by a wealthy guy somewhere.
Yeah.
And that's why these teams, they are still, you find the NBA has solid 30 teams every year in, year out, and no team has been added in over, God knows how long. So there's that aspect to look at it, that this NBA is more of a, I would say, a competition for the rich, that this is our thing and we are not going to. I would call it a super league where no team is going to be relegated. We are just going to trade amongst ourselves. There will be no repercussion. Nobody's to come in. Just the people who are already there, they're going to compete against each other, and that's how it's going to be. But that's just a conspiracy theory. It has some truth in it, but at the same time it's a conspiracy theory. Somebody will tell you NBA is a league. Now, to go back to what Noah Lyles said, and if you've noticed recently, NBA has been going around the world, and in fact, recently in Kenya they launched, they met the president and they want to launch something there. So NBA is trying to rebrand itself so that it walks away from these critics that you only played in the US. Why do you call yourself world champions? So noises in the corridors of NBA powers, they say they want to form a worldwide league where teams from Africa, one team maybe can come from Africa another team can come from Asia, another team can come from Europe, from different different walks of life. All these teams come, they compete, and then now that is what is called the national, international. I don't know what the name it will be
They'll
given,
just
but
call
now
it
that
the
is what
World
we play
NBA
them.
Cup, maybe something like that.
Yeah, World NBA Cup. Now that what they're trying to do, and you've also seen LeBron is also trying to champion for a team in Vegas. So NBA is working on something to expand its place. Now, how they're going to do it, you and I know very well. Americans, they like doing their own things their own way. So it might not be like soccer where when you underperform, you're relegated, you go somewhere, you come back. Because there's only one. I mean, there are different basketball leagues, but there's only one. Detroit, in as much as it's underperforming in the NBA, in terms of resources, in terms of financial muscle, in terms of expertise, it cannot go and play in Europe. It's going to dominate. It can't even fit in Europe. But I don't know how they're going to do it. I wouldn't promise that it's going to be like soccer where, if you underperform, you're relegated to a different division. But at the end of the day, to summarize onto this topic, I think in the near future we'll see NBA expand. Now, Detroit, I don't know. That's all I can say.
Okay, but as I said, I don't like the fact that a team can go out there. Like, do you know how many people who have always wanted to join the NBA, seeing how the Pistons perform? It's just sad. It's just sad from my perspective. And 26 games today, they are facing the Nets. They are gonna make it 27, man. And then you will see them celebrate when they get their first win. That's